You're an entrepreneur and you're afraid to get involved in artificial intelligence. It's not that scary. We're going to go over it. We're going to chat for about 15 minutes about ways to get you over the hump so you're not afraid of artificial intelligence. It really isn't a big deal in the whole scheme of things. Who am I? I'm the big guy. ModernMillions.ai. That's the book I wrote. #1 bestseller in entrepreneurship category. Amazon, once again, ModernMillions.ai. Make millions, save millions, protect millions. My name's Ken French. Let's go. All right, here you go. All you have to do to get started in artificial intelligence to remember one thing, basically. All it is digits, ones and zeros, if you really think about it. And it's being predictive. It's guessing what the next thing is going to be to help you get to your goal. It's just a macro. Just like you're normally using an email for, doing communications with your clients, with, your customers, with your suppliers, with your friends, with your buddies. That's really all it is. AI has been around for a long time. Really started, let's say in the 50s. A guy named Alan Turing started the name artificial intelligence. It was really kind of popularized by a group out of Dartmouth. They were doing some summer stuff. Professors got together, kind of put forth the idea of the concept of guessing the next term, the next word, etc., just like I mentioned. And really all it is, if you really think about it, this is just a bunch of little digits. Is an artificial intelligence model going to scare you? Well, no, not really. It really isn't something to be afraid of. It's something for you to use as a tool to get you to your goal. And one way of doing that, playing around with it. So here's a couple of ideas to get you going. Let's say whichever model. When I say model, meaning as an example, you've probably heard of ChatGPT, probably heard of Gemini, you probably heard of Claude, Perplexity, et cetera, et cetera. All these are little models. Think of them as little tiny mini brands. Basically, what you do is you sign up. Usually, it's a free account, and you type in some kind of some what they call a prompt. And what comes out of it is basically a result of whatever you prompted. Does that make sense? That's really all it is. If you really think about it, you're putting in information in the prompt box. We call it a D box here at vastsolutionsgroup.com. By the way, a company that I run. I've not only written modernmillions.ai, I've also written, Forbes.com, the AI Journal. I've been doing a lot of writing for a lot of years about artificial intelligence. We had our own model back in 2018 called Einstein. We started doing AI back in May of 2010. Hence the reason I wrote this book, based on some of the things that I've been doing in artificial intelligence. So I've been around for a long time. Anyway, all right. So what you do is go open an account, right, at one of these large language model type companies, AI, just like I mentioned. OpenAI has a company, or a brand, I should say, that's ChatGPT, right? Or as an example, Google, you've heard of Google, I'm sure. Under it is Gemini. That's their large language model. It used to be Bard before that. And then as an example, Claude, which is a brand of Anthropic. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm throwing a few different brands at you. Now, how do you know which of those brands, which the artificial intelligence brand will fit for you? Well, let's think about it. One way is, and remember how I said you got to play around with some of the systems? Play around with the system. So open an account. Let's say, I'm going to write this down because let's say as an example, open up a Claude account, again, through Anthropic. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. There's these things called limits. I won't get into the specifics of that. So what I would say is choose a day. Let's say it's March 1st as an example. It could be any day. Play around with it for an hour. Put personal stuff in there. Put business stuff in there. Just play around with it for a solid hour. Okay. And I said Claude. Now, in the second one, use ChatGPT. Again, OpenAI. That's their brand, if they're large language model. Use it for an hour. Play around with it. Do business, do personal, whatever the case is. So you've got 2 hours under your belt, if you will. Now do a third. Let's say that third one is with a Gemini, which is Google's artificial intelligence model, which is, again, LLM, large language model. So you're going to have 3 hours under your belt. You've played around with it. And when I say play around with it, I mean push it to its limits. Really kind of get information into the model, and it will kick out information. So garbage in, garbage out. Now on the 4th day, now we're talking about the 4th day. Let's say it's March 4th. Open an account at whatever, Perplexity as an example, another large language model. Play it with it for an hour, and then let's say in the 5th hour, you use Metas or Facebooks. Doesn't really matter, right? You play around with that one. You can Google how to find those, by the way. So that's in a sense, you're playing around with each of the little models, and you're having the models teach you. Sure, we can teach you. You can come in our community, #1, or #2. What you can do is you can pay someone 50, whatever the amount is, a lot of money to learn the model. Why? Because you're going to be putting information in the model that's going to help you. It's going to be customized to you. That person who's you're paying for that consultation, they got stuff to do. Go to the bathroom. They're going to be, vacationing. Well, plus they won't remember some of your stuff. The model, by the way, might not as well, but that's another story. Go into that model, play around with it, really, so it really understands you. Now, I know you're doing this for 5 hours. You're going to have 5 different brands, if you will, of large language model of artificial intelligence. And then what you would do is at the end of that, let's say on Friday, you've done it for 5 hours, pick one of those large language models that you like. Each one's different. I'm not going to go into specifics. Let's say, as an example, I said on Monday I would use Claude. So let's just say you like Claude. Claude was the one for you for whatever reason. And then let's say on Tuesday you choose ChatGPT as an example, because those are the two that I mentioned the first 2 days. So what I would say is on that, let's say now we're talking about the 6th day, maybe on a Monday, open up an account and pay. Do the paid version. It'll be around $20, $30. Okay. Do the same thing for the second one. First one I said was Claude. The second one, do, let's say, as an example, ChatGPT, or whatever the case is, whichever one you like is going to be up to you. We have our own here at Vast Solutions Group we call Einstein. We also use all of them. Principally, we use Gemini, long story as to why, which again is Google's. So anyway, so you've chosen 2 different models, the ones you enjoy. Now, since I'm talking to the entrepreneurship category, which is our market, by the way, at vastsolutionsgroup.com, because we do tax, finance, and artificial intelligence for business owners. So what you've done thus far is you have gone out and gotten 2 different models that you're pretty happy with for whatever reason. Now, what I would say is use those for the rest of the week. So you're going to be 10 hours in. So the first week, use 5 different models. Second week, you're going to play around with 2 different models. Okay, so you're going to have 10 for an hour a day. You're going to have 10 hours in. Now, what I'm going to say is on the 3rd week, on that Monday, let's say, what I'm going to ask you to do is plan a physical meetup of people who are interested in artificial intelligence. I don't care what your industry is. If you can push the envelope and be the star, if you will, of your industry because you're utilizing artificial intelligence, you'll be glad you did. People will come to you not only with AI ideas, but they'll also come to you if you're a real estate agent with real estate deals, because you're going to be pushing the envelope as far as artificial intelligence. What I'm going to say is be an AI first, AI whatever, AI real estate agent first, AI real estate investor, real estate even plumber. If you're using artificial intelligence, there is no doubt you're going to end up being way ahead of people who are not using artificial intelligence. You can exponentially scale. You can be in front of more people. You can do advertising more. I'm convinced of that. We're still early on. Excuse me. We're still early on. Now's your time to be doing this, to push the envelope. So what I'm going to say is do a meetup. You're going to get people around you who are going to be starting talking about you as you're the artificial intelligence, let's say, mini guru. Now, what's going to happen, by the way, on top of that, not only are you going to get leads, but you're also going to be asked to speak. I'm going to say you're going to be asked to speak. In some cases, you might even be asked to do national things because you're pushing the envelope. When I say national things, meaning national events that are artificial and intelligence oriented. So I think what you're getting, I think you can see what I'm talking about is if you're kind of becoming the authority in artificial intelligence, that will help your industry as well. Plus, you're going to be able to scale, be in front of more people, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I'm going to backtrack a little bit more as to, because now I'm talking to kind of newer people in the AI space who are entrepreneurs. Now, what I'm also going to say is, as far as artificial intelligence, what it goes is, now it's great to have knowledge about the AI because now you've used the AI model, whichever one you use, whichever brand. Let's say I said Claude. Let's say that's your primary one. Your secondary one is, ChatGPT. You'll get a relationship with it. I know it sounds weird, but give as much information about you into the relationship, because then good information will come out. The more information, this is vital, the more information you put in, the more information it will get out, and that's good for you and your goals. You'll understand, have the model train you, teach you how to utilize it to your best advantage. The more information you give it, the better it will be at providing the information you need to get to your goals. And speaking of goals, when you're doing these prompts in the D box or dialogue box, as we call it, when you're doing it, think about, this is really important, think about the goal. It will help you get to your goal. Speak in terms of goal, and then because you're putting so much great information in there, you will end up with good information that's coming out of the model that'll help you get to your goals, because you're talking about goals versus the little tiny things that lead up to the goals. Now, also, I mentioned I wasn't going to take that long with this. What I would say is if you have any questions, please, one, ask your model, your brand, in this case, Claude, this case, ChatGPT, Gemini. your questions. But if you do need any questions, please feel free to get to us at vastsolutionsgroup.com. Once again, my name is Kenneth Frenchman, a guy who wrote modernmillions.ai. See, Amazon #1 bestseller. I'm going to close with a couple of things. AI isn't something to be afraid of. It's a tool. If you're not using artificial intelligence, you're going to be leapfrogged. I don't care if you're a real estate agent, if you're a plumber, as I mentioned, I don't care if you're a car mechanic, whatever the case is, you're going to be able to get so many good results out of using artificial intelligence. It's blown me away how many people have given us good feedback because we lower tax liability. We help with books and bookkeeping, which, by the way, we have free bookkeeping because, AI, why would you want to pay for a bookkeeper when you can have free bookkeeping? Why would you want to pay for bookkeeping software when you can have free bookkeeping software? That's what we offer this thing called Vast Bookie. It's our service that we had behind the curtain, but now we're giving it to people because AI makes it so some of the prices come down. It could do so many things at a cost-effective rate. So now we're just saying, here, use our software. We're using it behind the scenes before. Now people are able to use it. We have over 400 people signed up. I'm sure more than that, but as far as I know, at least 400 people are signed up to use it. It's a great software, or I should say platform. So now I'm gonna close with one more thing that's pretty vital as an entrepreneur. Now, artificial intelligence can only do what you want it to do. Think about this. Think of it in these terms. Whatever you want to utilize artificial intelligence for, it can probably do whatever it is you want to do. Let's say you want to do modeling. Let's say you're an extreme mathematician. It can do modeling for you. It can choose different models in your scenario that would work. That's one example. You can do financial prognostications of what you need to do to get to certain goals. We're big proponents of vastsolutionsgroup.com using AI to help you get to your goals, and then determining what you need to do to get there. The AI can help you potentially get to where you need to go. You can do different scenarios which would help you. Same with bookkeeping, with taxes, with marketing. You can do market analysis. You can do scraping. Also, I kind of want to close with this. This is important, meaning web scraping, get data, I should say, from the web. What I should also say is, what we're doing here, we're starting a website, wkft.ai, wkft.ai. What's kind of French thinking .ai, and basically what it is it's a media site. And what we're going to be doing is not what we're going to be doing. What we are doing. This blows me away that we're able to do this. We have 4 different AI employees, as we call them, that are basically running the site. They're doing the back end of the site. So instead of me having to hire 4 different employees, as an example, I put together easily, in very easy, quick, cheap fashion, I put together an AI company basically that's doing a bunch of the work. Now, some people would say, well, wow, you're not hiring 4 people as a result. Well, yeah, I don't have to spend the money. Let's say I don't even know how much it would have been. Let's say it's $500,000 per year on talent there. Instead, what I'm doing is throwing together AI agents, which is easy. When you learn artificial intelligence, you're going to see it's easy to do such things. I'm saving money because I'm not having to bring in a bunch of employees. Now, the thought is what's going to happen is those employees, those AI employees, are going to do things where I don't have to think. We don't have to have an employee think. So we're going to have a little bit of oversight, but it's doing the modeling, doing the thinking, doing the processing for me, as an example, or for us. So as an example, if we need talent to go on the website, people as an example, the email will be going, text is going to be going from the AI employee, getting people in the industry that we need to have content on our website. So that's just one example, because we're going to have 32 different basically individuals who are providing content on a weekly basis. So the model, in this case, the AI employee is going out and securing the people. So I don't have to go out and call a bunch of people. It will reach out to the right person, make sure that person is good for, providing content, be interesting to our audience, etc. So what does that mean? Sure, yeah, I'm getting rid of not the fact of not having to hire a bunch of employees, but the cool thing is I don't have to charge people for this website. People could come to that website for free. So more people are going to see our content. People like our content. We're hearing more and more people are liking our content. By the way, we don't have to charge people because of the fact that we're going to have AI employees saving $500,000 a year. Just think, I would have had to charge people for going to the website, behind a paywall, et cetera. I don't have to do that. That's just one example of what artificial intelligence can do. So in closing, hopefully you've gotten a little flavor of how to use artificial intelligence to, kind of to get going, and also the end result, what you could do for your company. I don't care what your company is. Artificial intelligence will help your company just in general. There's no doubt. I mean, the incredible thing is how much it's allowed me and some of our clients here at vastsolutionsgroup.com to be able to, have free time, spend time with our family as an example, because we're not having to do whatever the work of, let's say, 4 employees, one of them leaves or what have you. Well, it makes it easy, efficient, et cetera, cost efficient. And so what I would say is, thank you for spending the time here. What I'm going to do is, I'm in the mood, because you've been here this long. In the comments below, modernmillions.ai, say book. We'll get you a copy of the book. We'll either get you a virtual copy, or if we have your address, you send us your address, we'll get you a virtual copy. Otherwise, it'll be a hard copy if we have your address, etc. So modernmillions.ai, it's a book that I wrote. Make millions, save millions, protect millions. It's an Amazon #1 bestseller. I am Kenneth French, and I am signing off. Really appreciate it. Hopefully this is helpful to you. You understand now how to use artificial intelligence, or how to get started as an entrepreneur in artificial intelligence. Hopefully make it so you could take your business to the next step.